Hello everyone, today I'm working on these two FA1s lettered for CN, and they both come from different homes. One of them I bought in Canada, and the other one was bought in the US. But because they're factory painted, they're exactly the same, except for the number, of course. So I'm going to clean both at once, but I'm going to be focusing on only one. Interesting fact is one of them has a rapido coupler in the back, and the other one has a micro trains. So I have to decide what I want here. So these are actually pretty detailed. You can see the fan through the grill and the horn. This one's a little bit bent, but they're easy to bring back. It's actually a flexible type of plastic, so that's good. They have a few extra details that I like. The number boards here on the side light up a little bit. That is really neat, and very sharp. Everything's very sharp on them. Even the lettering, I will look at them through a dual magnification, and they're sharp. They pull a lot of cars. They're very heavy. The only thing is they're noisy, and I've tried everything. They just work noisy. What are you gonna do? So despite that, I really like them, and I'll start with showing you the shell removal. It's pretty easy. You can do it with a screwdriver, or you can use the box. So I don't push or pull too hard on these, because it's a nice model and I like them. So I'm going to keep working on this off camera. So once it's loose, it's very easy, and then you get your drive and the shell. So this, it doesn't need much work. I'm just going to clean up the shell with some dish soap and some water and my toothbrush. And I'm going to realign the coupler here. It's just the pin that's hooked up on the inside. So these, they're fake. The front one's a fake little micro train looking coupler. And I end up actually using them. They kind of work. So I use them, and it's okay. They're okay for me. Now, since I like these so much, I have extra shells. I just happen to have an extra micro train coupler here that I can use. So I'm going to start with removing the coupler. It's pretty easy. I suppose you could do it with the shell on, but it's a lot easier with the shell off. So you just have to take out these two little pins on the side, and then the coupler will just fall out. And that's it. I'm going to keep the retainer, but the coupler can go on the other FA1. So the coupler goes back in. This should fit right in nice and easy. And then just put back the retainer. And that's it. You're all set. So I'm going to wash the shell, and then I'll start working on my drive. This is a very good drive. There's actually not much to it, but it was well designed. So you just have, it's a split frame, so you just have to remove the two screws on the side here and the gas tank, and then you get to the inside. The gas tank, there's room to pry on the side here, and it's not too tough to get at. So that's going to get cleaned as well. And then the 2 screws. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Actually, this one's a little tough, but not to worries. I have the tools right here. So once you have that, there's a tiny little light board in the front there. So this one is just held in there with it's just very tight in there. There's no screws. It's a tiny light board, but it works great. I don't know if you would want to convert this to DCC. If you did, you have to mill the frame. It's not exactly very easy. So as I take it apart, I retain the order of the gears. The back ones on top and the front ones on the bottom. And I'll just pry this up gently. And this reveals my drive system. And the 2 insulators here. There's 2 insulators. You want to be sure and keep track of these. And then the other frame half, which has the drive system. So they have these nice little neat little flywheels and the 2 worm gears. So I'm just gonna add maybe just a little drop of lubrication. That's all you need. They come from the factory with a lot of lubrication. This one, it sounds like it's not gonna need much, but I still like to get in there and clean it. And then I can work on cleaning the trucks. You can see that it's already been really well lubricated. So I'm going to clean the trucks and especially clean the wheels. That's the secret for N scale. You have to have impeccably clean tracks, but the wheels also have to be clean. Makes sense though, if your track is clean, the wheels won't get dirty. Goes hand in hand. So I can see this thing is in good shape. So I'm just gonna do a gentle cleaning. I'm gonna do the toothbrush and the dish soap first, and then I clean the wheels with my rag. So cleaning all this stuff makes the engine look way better. And you have to clean the wheels every once in a while anyways. So when I get a new engine, when I buy a used engine, I always clean it up just to make sure. And it's definitely worth it. They're good runners, these engines. Now I'm going to put everything back together. So this little guy, these little guys, these FA1s, they run better than the sum of their parts. It's very simple, and yet when it's on the track, it looks good, and other than the noise, they run well, and they feel powerful, and I bet you they do carry a lot of cars. I run about 15 to 20 cars usually, and they pull that 2 engines. Well, you always use 2 engines. They pull that no problem. In N scale, it doesn't make sense to have a dummy engine because you want those long trains. So yeah, test it with your fingers. I'm going to do the other side off camera. I just rewatched my video there. When I took it apart, it didn't show the order for the truck. So like the back one's on top and the front one's on the bottom. So I'm ready to put everything back together now. what I do is I'll put the two frame halves together first, and then also take a note that they have engine cradles just like the Kato, and make sure these are aligned properly. So this one, I didn't have to touch it, it just stayed there, so that was easy. So you bring the two frame halves back together, and then I can put the trucks in. Use gravity as your friend. So I looked at my wheels actually when I was cleaning them, and they were a little dirty. So that's a good reason to clean them for sure. So I'm gonna just gonna make sure this little insulator is aligned properly, 100%. And if I'm happy with that, then I'm gonna tighten everything. And then I'm going to put the gas tank and the light board. The light board has a tiny little slot here for it. It should go in nice and easy, nice and tight. Headlights are tight. And then put the gas tank back. There's a slot for the air tanks on the drive, so you can't put it backward. And then put the shell back on, and now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.